Just, I guess, kind of what have you seen since we talked to you last, having some practices and getting it back
Yeah,
out?
we had scrimmage number 1 Saturday, and was really encouraged by the competitiveness of both sides. I thought there was some good things, and obviously when one side does some good things, there's some bad things that are happening on the other that you've got to get corrected. But I really thought, man, that it went back and forth, and the competitiveness was really good to see on Saturday. We'll do it again this Saturday, and then, you know, hopefully see some improvement in every area. But was really pleased, particularly with the receivers. I thought they continue to show up and make plays. And, we got to clean up some protection stuff, but encouraged with what I saw Saturday.
How's your thought on quarterback so far? The competition.
The competition is great. I don't think there's any replacement for that. Until you get that at every position, I think the natural instinct is for most people to remain status quo somewhat. And when you got somebody breathing down your neck that's making plays, when they get opportunities, it changes things. And I think that's what we're seeing with Jackson and Deuce. You know, get Ashton here this summer. Hopefully it adds a third guy to it also. But excited to see the competition. We knew that, you know, when we would get 2 full recruiting classes here, that would start being the case, and I think it's right.
You seeing your mid-year guys take advantage of this opportunity?
No question. It's I try to stay out of those discussions with families and high school coaches because I don't want anybody to say Free said this or Free said that. I think that's a family decision. But there's certainly a lot of positives to when kids do early enroll, and you're starting to see that. You know, I really can't think of a single kid that's not benefiting from it that chose to do that.
You talked about receivers. How many are you feeling good about? I mean, kind of like the numbers you got out there.
Yeah, we're not at full strength. We're a little thin because, you know, Duke's not here and Eric's not here yet, and Bryce has been hurt all spring, unfortunately. So we're very thin, but I feel good about everything. I think Sam Darnold's going to be one heck of a player. Horatio Fields, we absolutely hit a home run in adding him to the mix in the transfer portal, and obviously we know how high we were on Cam and Malcolm and Bryce and Perry and the ones that are already here. So I think it's a really, really, really talented room.
Horatio's size kind of on the outside opposite him. How much is that going to do for you guys?
Well, I love long receivers, always have, and I think now we've got some of those that fit that mold, and Horatio certainly does. And he stood out probably. Obviously, Cam, I don't know. I think it's circulating on the media. A catch he made in the corner was phenomenal, but Horatio made one equally as good, I think, to end the scrimmage Saturday. And so it's good to see, you know, guys that can win those 50-50 balls when you have those opportunities.
You talked about competition at quarterback. How important was it for Deuce to come in and kind of hit the ground running if he wanted to throw his name into the
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance that could have been done by him coming in the summertime. So thankfully he did. He is he wants to learn. His mental IQ for football, you can tell he's worked with good coaches like his high school coach James Ray and his quarterback coach David Morris down in Mobile. But man, you've got to have the want to individually to come in and study. You know, and you can't get him. You got to get the guy out of the building. And so is Jackson. Both of them are that way. So it's glad that he came in mid-year.
Who's some guys that stood out to you on defense?
Morris Williams is really, really coming on. Those young kids, Bryce Dees and Woodby, I think both are going to be heck of players. Fagans is everything that we thought he would be. Eric Winters is getting better, and all those young kids. Inside, Jordan Crawford stands out, and Malik Autry is going to be. I mean, they're young now, so again, it's like last year. I don't want to sit here and raise the bar so high on them as true freshmen that all of a sudden people are let down and writing about them online, you know. But really think that class is really, really. Oh, and Jared stands out. Jared is going to be really, really good. You know, he's good already, but he's going to be really good with a year or two under his belt. I know I'm forgetting Alvin Henderson made some really solid runs in the scrimmage Saturday also, and heck, beside he and Deuce and Sam were really not that young on the offensive side right now. So, but those are some of the guys that have stood out for sure.
Coach, you feel good about where your offensive line is right now?
Once we get everybody out there, I think I will.
Right.
We're looking, we're without Connor and without X right now, and those are two guys that we obviously are really depending on to step in and play for us. So I think you add those two to the 6 or 7 that we're rotating right now with the ones, and then you feel like, man, we're 8 to 10 deep with guys that can play.
What are you looking for to finish out this week heading into that title with the spring?
Well, we're still installing, so we'll see how they handle. Maybe we'll install today and Thursday, and then cut it off, and then have 4 more practices where let's try to see if they've retained everything that we've done and not install anymore. There'll still be some ups and downs and ebbs and flows like it was in Tiger Ball today, which that's probably as dirty as it has been. We've really been clean in that, but we added 3 things today, and it was so-so, I thought. But we'll see. We'll add a few more things between today and Thursday, and then go Saturday, next Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and let's see if they can retain it and clean up and hopefully execute at a high level, at least where your decision making as a quarterback or a receiver, route running, or an O-line's assignment wise, at least hopefully those assignments grade out to be high those last 4 times. Yeah, you'll get beaten some one-on-ones at times, but man, he's in the right place. He understood what he's doing. That's what I'd love to see the last 4 practices, when you call something that they had a complete understanding of it.
What did you think getting to see the basketball team up close the other night?
Listen, I'm glad you asked. We can't forget to talk about that. I talked to Bruce again last night. I had a blast being in Atlanta for both, the Sweet 16 game and the Elite 8, and just to see the way they're competing and representing Auburn. And I don't think there's any way that we can quantify or measure, what that does for all of us. And just thankful, for Bruce, his friendship, and happy as heck for he and his family and his players. And look, I'm gonna fly out Saturday as soon as I get through here and get there and cheer them on Saturday in San Antonio, and just man, you turn on the TV and Auburn's being talked about, and Charles Barkley's talking about us all the time, and I mean, they force people to obviously recognize the season, arguably maybe the most difficult SEC league in the history of basketball, and for them to win it and to get to the Final Four, I think just again speaks volumes for the job that Bruce has done, his staff, and his kids, and I think we benefit from it too. I mean, we got 3 top recruits here today, and one of the first things we'll talk about is the basketball team. So we all benefit from it.
At corner, obviously you got J.K. and coming back, but you added